For those who don't know me, my name is Craig DeBoard. I'm a former WWE staff writer. I'm a comic book artist. I write fantasy novels, and I have traveled all over the country. I've traveled back and forth across the country more than 24 times. I established this YouTube channel about 10 years ago with the intent of making it a travel channel similar to other travel channels and RV channels that you've seen and witnessed. And, things with life happen, and I couldn't dedicate as much time to it as I had hoped. Now I have much more time to be able to dedicate towards it, and it's something that I want to really pursue. The reason for this first video is because we've got to start somewhere first, right? We've got to have that first video out there. So that's what this is. It's me introducing myself. It's very nice to meet you. I'm hoping my travel video can be different from most others because I'm offering more than just traveling. Like I said, I do artwork, I write fantasy novels, and I'm a former WWE staff writer. I've also been a professional wrestling commentator before and a ringside cameraman before as well. In the comments, whether it's comic books or novels or about professional wrestling or about traveling or about RV living, feel free to leave your comment and I'll definitely respond to it. I don't know a whole lot about YouTube or how it works. I'm very new to it. I understand there's a lot that goes into it in regards to the algorithms. So I'm still learning, but it's going to be a fun adventure to learn about. And right now I'm in my car. Unfortunately, 5 years ago, I lost my RV. I used to drive a Class C E350 chassis Ford. It was a Gulfstream 2. It was 31 feet long. I really, really loved it, but unfortunately, I lost my RV. And so now I just have my trusty car here that I'll be traveling in until I can get a new RV. We'll see what happens. I've thought about getting a Class A or a Class B, but I haven't quite decided yet. I really, really am a big fan of Class C's, so we'll see what happens with it. Like I said, this is my first video for this channel in regards to road wrestling. I've done a few other travel videos, but mostly they were just me sharing photos of places that I've been, and I hope to share more actual video content like what I'm doing right now. In regards to professional wrestling, a lot of people who watch this may be involved in professional wrestling or may be fans of professional wrestling. I have a small handful of fans out there who enjoy what I do, and I have a lot of people who don't like me. And that's fine either way. It doesn't matter to me. Love is not the opposite of hate, and hate is not the opposite of love. Apathy is. And as long as you're reacting, that's what matters to me. It doesn't matter to me if you hate me or not. I have my reasons for feeling why I do the way I do about professional wrestling and about certain individuals. I've been involved with it for not quite, but almost 10 years. And you learn quite a bit about the business in that time span. And I've learned quite a bit. And yes, there are definitely certain individuals within professional wrestling that I have a severe attitude problem with. And I really don't give a shit if they have an attitude problem with me. And there are also certain individuals in the professional wrestling business that I get along great with. And I think that they're going to go really far. I really do. I think they're going to do really great in their careers. And some of them already are. In regards to comic books, I've written several. I am an award-winning artist as well for doing fine art paintings. And I'm an award-nominated writer. I didn't win an award in writing, but I was nominated for an award for my webcomic, Grim, Indiana. It's a story basically about a small town that is besieged by a lot of crime, a lot of drugs, a lot of prostitution, and the only people that can save it are a few characters who happen to be based on fairy tales. So it's definitely a fun read. It's part of my own universe that I created called the Black Star Universe, which involves my fantasy novels called Dragon Dark and my comic book called Surge. And You can check it all out at cdartistproductions.blogspot.com. I also run my own quasi professional wrestling promotion. It's not really a professional wrestling promotion. We mostly do satire to try to make people laugh. We've had people involved with it, like Mick Foley. We've also got other people who have been involved with it, who are current NWA champions, in fact, people like Brian Idol. And we've also had other great wrestlers involved within it, such as Tim Zbyszko, the son of Larry Zbyszko, a WWE Hall of Famer. So, you know, and we've done actual matches in the past. Mostly we put on events that that revolve around music now. I'm friends with a couple great bands who are also big wrestling fans, and they help put a lot of effort and energy into it as well, such as the Foleys. I suggest you check them out on all of your social media that you have out there. It's a real simple name, the Foleys, and they're a great pop punk band that is completely 100% totally Mick Foley themed. I think that's probably about it for this first video. I tried to film this earlier today, and unfortunately it started raining. It's still raining right now, and so I'm kind of stuck inside the car right now having to film this, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, I had an incident last night while I was driving. I hit a deer. There's no real damage to the vehicle, but listen to this. Did you hear that? Let me do it again. That creaking noise, that popping noise. Like I said, there's no real damage to the vehicle itself, but for whatever reason, now when I open up my door, I hear that weird noise. I think right along the frame, there might have been some sort of small dent, just small enough to where you don't see it, but still small enough to make a noise like that. It only happens when I open and close my door. Otherwise, the vehicle's fine. I do have to replace a headlight, but that's only because water got inside of the headlight itself. That wasn't because of the deer. So yeah, that sucked. I was really upset over it, and hopefully I don't have any more incidents like that. The vehicle still runs and drives great. It doesn't look like there's any damage. It's just got that noise is all. And you know, I've replaced headlights before, so it's no big deal. You know, it's a $30, $45 fix at the most. So yeah, that's this first video. Again, my name's Craig. I don't expect to have a ton of subscribers or anything like that. You know, I don't know a whole lot about YouTube algorithms, but I am hoping to at least make some friends on here. I'm not trying to make money off of any of this. I'm not here to ask anyone for any money. There's enough, as I like to call it, e-begging or web begging on the internet. I'm not here to beg you for money. You know, I might try to sell you a product. I might try to sell you a t-shirt. We've got t-shirts for sale through Pro Wrestling Tees for Outlaw Wrestling Pro. I do have novels and comic books for sale, and I'll be sure to mention those in future videos. So I might try to sell you a product, but I'm not here to beg you to just donate me money like a lot of podcasts will or like a lot of other channels will. I'm here to simply entertain, and hopefully I can make some friends and be a part of a really great traveling and RVing community. Again, it sucks that I'm not in an RV. Unfortunately, I lost my RV, but I'm rebuilding, and I'm rebuilding slowly. I've got a great job, and I'm making great money, and I've got a place to sleep right now. I've got a house to stay in right now for the time being. My traveling adventures won't actually start until about 9 months from now. So for the next 9 months on this channel, you're going to see a lot of preparing videos from me, how I outfit my vehicle and whatnot, how I decide my itinerary, decide my travel route, all of that. You know, you're going to see a lot of videos like that before I actually go and do the traveling itself. I've done this for a long time. My YouTube channel's been around for more than 10 years, you know, and I've met a lot of great people. Bob from Cheap RV Living. I got to meet him out in Quartzsite, Arizona at one point. You know, James from Wanderlust Estate, I got to meet him as well. I got to work with him and hang out with him for several months in a row, in fact, in San Marcos, California. So, yeah. There's my very nervous and apprehensive first video for road wrestling. Again, if you've got any comments or questions about RVing or traveling, comic books, novels, professional wrestling, feel free to let me know in the comments. Thanks. It's not the end. It's just the beginning.